Welcome to Everyday Reviews. On this video, we're going to Vietnam in business class on Vietnam Airlines. Throughout the trip, we'll mainly be on the Airbus A350-900, but we will have a short hop on a 787 Dreamliner. I'll be combining the A350 flights as our outbound flight was a night flight, so most of the flight was dark. Our 16-hour flight takes us from San Francisco to Ho Chi Minh City. Business class consists of 30 seats on this A350 with a 1-2-1 configuration. However, the window seats are staggered, so one row will be closer to the window and one further away. I tried both and I prefer the closer to the window. Overhead storage on the A350 is relegated just to the outsides with no storage over the center seating area, so just be aware of that. However, with our full cabin, there were no issues for overhead space. Let's have a look around. For your power needs, there's one USB Type A and one AC plug. On the side, you get a clothing hook. You gotta love Asian flights and their slippers. An amenity kit consisting of the basics like an eye mask, earplugs, lip gloss, a brush and comb, toothbrush kit. They even give you stickers to let them know whether to wake you up or not for a meal. One thing I do miss greatly is some sort of a covered storage compartment usually found in business class pods. These are handy for your phone, cables, wallet, boarding pass, etc. I did find the magazine holder was a perfect place for holding my 16-inch laptop. Table-wise, it's quite large and I like how it folds as it's really out of the way and takes no room at all. You can swivel it once folded down to make room to get in or out of your seat, and when folded, you have unlimited room, especially for your legs. Unlike some other pod tables where they block you from bending your knees when lying down, this one, you can bend them all you want. Overall, I wish there was more storage. Any small bags most likely won't fit under the raised footwell due to the slant, and technically you aren't supposed to place any baggage on the foot shelf itself. All my international and domestic flights started with a pre-departure drink, followed with a nice warm towel service. Shortly after takeoff, dinner and drink options are offered. There was no menu, but the flight attendant would let you know the options and describe them. On one flight, I chose a seafood salad as an appetizer and the beef, rice, and udon option as the main. On another, I had the duck breast. The beef was actually very good, which is rare when ordering beef on a plane. Usually it's kinda yuck. The duck, well, it was a little bit on the tough side. I could take it or leave it. I would prefer having the starter first and the entree coming later instead of having everything presented at the same time, so you can control the temperature of what you wanted to eat. This way you kind of wanted to eat the entree first so it wouldn't get cold. The national flower of Vietnam is the lotus, and you'll see that represented in their china used in business class. Take for example this cup and saucer with their delicious Vietnamese jasmine tea, which I've quickly become addicted to. Unlike some airlines that use carts for meal service, on these flights, the attendants would just deliver the meals on a one-to-one basis. I love the cheese and fruit service after dinner. I wish I could get this more often from other airlines. Instead of a pre-chosen cheese plate, you select what and how much you want of each one. It's almost perfection. One thing they did miss though, they do not have any pork, which is my favorite aperitif with my cheese. Entertainment-wise, the screen was crisp and responsive, and surprisingly, there was an adequate amount of English programming and some new blockbuster movies as well. I thought I'd try something different and watched a couple Asian shows with subtitles, and they weren't bad at all. Included are some noise-canceling headphones. These are on-ear opposed to over-the-ear, so the sound was not as isolated, but your ears didn't get too hot either, so it's a compromise. Control-wise, you have a fixed control for adjusting your seat and a remote keypad for the entertainment system. The A350 does not have individual air vents for passenger control, by the way. I do like my own air vent. I love that the flight attendants come and install your mattress pad for sleeping. The material is silky soft and they stayed in place for both my long haul flights. I do wish they provided a little bit more padding than they do, as they're quite thin, which is pretty common though. Thicker would mean more weight and space taken, I guess. When ready to rest, the seats recline actually a little past 180 degrees, so if you'd like to be nice and flat even with a pillow, this is perfect for you. I love the material and weight of the duvets. They're the best I've had on any flight. Lengthwise, it was adequate for my 5'11" body. However, shoulder room could be a little wider, and also the footwell could be a little bit more cramped for larger passengers. As I mentioned though, that table folds away completely, so you can bend your knees with no obstructions. The screen, however, is fixed, so if you want to tilt it for lower viewing positions, that's not possible, but since it's fixed, unlike the 787 that needs to be stowed on takeoff and landing that we are on, you can continue watching even when landing or taking off on the A350. Unfortunately, the A350 does not have the electrochromatic windows that the Dreamliner has, so manual shades will have to do, which is not that convenient if you want to have a look outside. You're going to blast the entire cabin with light and you're not going to make a lot of friends, especially in the middle of the night. A few hours after the initial meal service, the snack service is available. What I love is that they will cater to whenever you wake up, so even if you thought you'd missed out, they'll do their best to accommodate you regardless of the time of service. How about a beef pho 35,000 feet in the air? Oh yeah, had to do it. It was delicious. Through the flight, you can request all sorts of snack items like dried fruits and seafood, noodles, nuts, sandwiches. Depending on the day part of the flight, breakfast will consist of either a Western style or in this case a Vietnamese chicken and rice, or a beef udon, which I had on both flights. Full disclosure, I've flown close to 2 million miles, mainly on business class on North American and European Star Alliance carriers, but my experience with Asian carriers is quite limited with only Air China and Asiana, and I've yet to try a Middle Eastern airline. So far, the service on Vietnam Airlines has far exceeded any airline that I've flown. They're just so attentive to your needs or requests. There was never any eye rolling if you wanted something, as I've gotten sometimes from other airlines if they're busy or something. You really were treated like a VIP from when entering the cabin till wheels down, and that's what you should expect when flying a business class cabin. The flight attendants were never out of sight for any extended periods of time through the flight, and I witnessed them accommodating everyone in the cabin for all requests. Another example of the level of service you might not think of, regardless if it was in the first hour of the flight, the 10th, or the 16th hour, every time I went into the bathroom, it was mint. The toilet paper was folded to a nice point. The floors and counters were dry and tidy. There's no overflow in the garbage can. It was absolutely perfect. These are the small things that make a difference in my opinion. Take a North American flight, forget about it. The bathrooms are usually a big mess. Vietnam is an amazing place. I would not only fly Vietnam Airlines business class again, but I'm looking forward to it and hopefully soon. Vietnam Airlines represents the country so well. The service, the food, the people on board all reflected the same of everything I experienced on my visit to Vietnam. For now, I will look back at all the videos I took and reminisce until the next time. I will be back for sure. You are now on my permanent radar. Stay cool. Let me leave you with a few more beauties of my time in Vietnam. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know, what do you think? Cheers and safe travels.
much for supporting Vietnam Airlines. We are very happy to serve you on this flight today. Thank you.